Thank you so much, Carla. Good morning, everyone. Nick, that was scary. Bad news all round. I'm sort of very, very informative. We all are absolutely clear that we've got some work to do. But my view of the whole thing is that more hurdles, more barriers, more things to climb over, more regulation. I was interested to note that the construction code changes regarding accessibility and energy efficiency were delayed, which was quite good to give us a chance to recover from a lot of the things that the construction industry's had to face over the last few years with COVID and weather events and delays getting materials and that sort of thing. So that was welcome. But today I am bringing solutions. Nick gave us some problems that we have to deal with. And I'm hopefully going to send you away on this Friday morning with some remedies, with some things that you can maybe do to help. Now, my presentation is going to cover, Carla's already mentioned it, but I just wanted to touch on our strategic partnership with the BICB. We're absolutely thrilled to be involved with this. And I just want to say a few words to talk about what that means for us, what it means for members, and what it means for the BICB. Many of you may not know the name Access Intell. I know a lot of you around the room, but because I left EDX and we started Access PPSR, a lot of people aren't aware of what we do. So we'll touch on some of our capabilities. We'll show you our solutions. I've got some screens here to show you exactly how the BICB data will appear within our platforms so that you can see how things might look down the track. Now, I should say that this is available now. BICB members can sign up and see scores within our platforms, BICB insolvency risk score and payment risk score now. So that is available. We'll talk about a few of the unfair contract solutions, taking some of Nick's points and maybe looking at some of the things that we can offer, which are technologically driven, so that it makes things easier for you. And then we'll talk about how you can actually get on and try out our platforms. So really, as I've said, really pleased to be involved with the BICB. We've got a long association. I've known Wayne since I got off the plane from Scotland back in 2008. And I've watched him grow the BICB, massively, both geographically, technologically wise, and membership wise, and also in the brand, the BICB brand, from the point of view of, with his statistics and that sort of thing. He will leave a lasting legacy, and I'm sure that Carla, the things that Wayne did were fantastic. He's taken the BICB so far. Carla coming on, she's only been here 2 weeks in the role. She's already put on this presentation. She's already entered into a strategic partnership with us. There's great things coming. And we've already seen her tenacity and her ability to get to the heart of the matter. I'm sure that she's going to do great things. Now, collaboration is at the heart of everything that we do now. It used to be that, standing alone and trading was the way businesses operated. But now it's about connection. It's about different businesses sharing information, sharing resources, and moving forward together. And that's part of this collaboration that we've got with the BICB. We're really excited about being involved and about being able to make things easier for members, being able to take that information and get it to where it needs to go within the membership quickly and easily. Just move back there. So these are our platforms here. Now, we started off doing PPSR. We are now end-to-end credit management. From the point at which you obtain a customer, right through to the point at which every debt is collected. Now, we aggregate data and make it consumable. Now, our PPSR platform has been around since 2018, and that's what most people know us for. But we listened to our clients, and they told us back in 2019 that they wanted an online trade application. They wanted to be receiving applications, and instantly, as soon as an approval was done, PPSR is registered. And we listened because that's what we do. We look for what our clients need and we provide it. Then during COVID, we consulted with multiple clients, and we understood that what they needed then was not bringing on new clients. It wasn't PPSR. It was looking at the holistic view of that client. Can they continue to pay? And what are the risks associated with that customer? So we've grown steadily. We've brought on lots of new clients. We launched the Monitor platform last year, and it's been very, very widely received and highly regarded. So we're really excited about what that's going to create for us in the future. And for the users of the platform as well, and for BICB and for people like Results Legal. Now, when we were devising the platform, when we were looking at what we supply, how we structure it, we found that there were every business is different. Every business needs different things. And so we created the platforms in such a way that we cater to everyone. What we found was that there were multiple organisations that had lots of different businesses, lots of different trade applications, multiple SPGs and PPSRs and different divisions. But there was no visibility. There's normally one business unit, one solution, one technological solution, and that's it. It stands alone. So we created a platform where you can have a parent. The parent sees each of the children entities and what they're doing, and they can see even below the children entities, the exposure across the whole business, across the whole group, but each child can stand alone. We created a hub to administer the platforms, meaning that users can hang off of different entities with different permissions, different levels of authority and all of that sort of thing. So it's a very comprehensive solution that is customizable to every business. This is our approved platform and the main dashboard. Now, what we do for the monitoring platform for our clients is we take every customer and we assess the risk. We pull data in from lots of different places. We assess the risk and we put those customers into a risk bucket. Now, you can see here that the risk buckets range from severe right through to minimal. You can see how many customers are in each risk category and what the exposure is within that category. Now, we don't just say, yes, that's a risk, trust us, it's red. We allow you to drill down into that particular customer to see why. Now, this is where your BICB payment and insolvency risk scores will be. And you can see them there. The payment risk and the insolvency risk may be different, but we're pulling in information, alerts information from places like the courts and multiple other places like that as well. Building license information as well. So you can click through to see why a business is a risk and make your own determination from there. Now, you can see there that there's filters. You can filter by anything that you want, really, to home in on what you really need to know about that particular customer. We're continually validating. You'll see that red button there at the top, which shows that there's an issue with that entity. So it may be the ABN, it may be the ACN that sits behind it, but you can click through to see what the issue is. You drill down into that particular customer and see more information. Now, I'm just going to go through. Do you know, my glasses are bifocals. I went to the optician and the optician says, oh, Lynne, you really want these. They're going to be wonderful for you because you can see your dress in the shop and you can say it's far away and you can say, I like that dress. And then you can look close up and see the price. So I said, yes, I'll take them, give me them. Now, what she didn't say was, you can do a BICB presentation and you can look at the audience and then you can look at your screen. I can't look at my screen. I can't see it. There's something wrong with these. Yes, so we'll just go through a couple of the things here. So business information continually assesses ASIC and ABR. So it's showing you all that information there. You can click through to that tab and see that. Connected to your PPSR, so you can see what you've got PPSR-wise. Accounts information is your staff, the customer's details, and then adverse alerts. Now, I'm going to drill down into the adverse alerts so that you can see exactly what I mean. You can see the court cases here presented. You can drill down even further into the detail of those court cases and also into the building licenses. So we're pulling information in and presenting it back to you, hopefully in a way that you find meaningful. Now, if you get to this stage and you think, I want a BICB report, or I want a creditor watch report, or an Allion report, then you can download that here within the platform as well. So this is another aspect of BICB, is that they are looking to enable you as members to access information, the information you need, BICB information, through platforms such as this, where you can get other information as well. So I'll just quickly flick through this. So select the credit bureau, select the credit report. Now, for BICB members, of course, your risk tracker report and your debtor payment history report are included in your subscription. So they're downloadable here instantly. And then you just click proceed, and they're there within the platform, and they can remain there so that you can refer back to them. Now, that is our monitor platform. When it comes to assessing customers, our approved platform, it's a standard, can deploy within a couple of hours. So we've got a standard application which can be up and running pretty much straight away. You can then customize and configure that to suit yourself. So you can ask, different questions, or change your logo, change your terms and conditions. Now, one of the things that Nick touched on was you may need to consider whether you have different terms and conditions for different levels of exposure. And this is something that we can implement. So when an application comes through and it's for a certain amount, the system can automatically select the proper terms and conditions for that level of exposure. So we're looking at lots of different issues that you may have, and we're looking to create solutions for them that make it easier, quicker and easier for your staff to perform all the tasks that they need to. You can drill down even further. Now, this is the approved page within our approved platform, where you're deciding on whether you want to bring on that customer or not. You can download generate a credit report here as well, which remains on the file so that you can look back at it. When you click approve, a box will pop up and say, do you want to register on PPSR? We've scanned your PPSRs and we know you don't have any against this organisation. You say yes, and it does it automatically. So we're taking those manual tasks and automating them as much as possible. Now, any questions on that? Oh, we see the microphones.
Yay.
Jumping into action.
Just a question for you. I'm not a building industry, I'm automotive. And as you know, I use your services. If I've got a customer that's, they've got an account with us for the servicing of their motor vehicles, and they're a building industry, would I be able to see referencing from your BICB setup? Like, as in going back to that screen where it had the alerts, I noticed that for, I'll say you guys being BICB, it noted his New South Wales buildings licence was active. Now for me, if that was inactive, that would also be a risk for me. So would that come up in your algorithms for my data?
Carla, I do believe you have another member of the BICB just about to sign up here.
Technically, he can't.
Bingo.
Unfortunately, no. Only BICB members will be entitled to any of the data that comes from our database. Whether Lynne decides to link herself to VBA, QBCC and New South Wales Fair Trade as the main East Coast is up to her. I do have an announcement in regards to that for BICB members afterwards, but I'll hand back to Lynne.
Hi, it's just in regards to if we've already got a standardised account application form and terms and conditions, are you able, instead of us having to go and amend everything, are you able to upload the standardised form, the form that we actually already have onto your system?
Yes.
Okay.
There's two things there. We had clients where they said, look, we don't want all of our applications to come through the application portal. We get paper ones and we get applications coming through our sales team. We would like different ways in which to receive the applications. So what we've done is we've created a solution where they can put in the ABN and they can obtain the decisioning based on that ABN, and then the terms and conditions are accepted by the customer, either through paper that you've already received, which is then uploaded into the platform, or through a sales team. Now, we've got a salesperson module. There's a lot of people out on the road in a lot of different organisations, and they don't necessarily like dealing with paper. So we've tried to make the system as easy as possible for them to bring on new customers. So they can send a link to the individual where they have completed the application with the individual, got all the documents together that are needed and that sort of thing. The customer accepts at the last minute. Now, one of the things with the salesperson module is that they can send the link, the customer does their bit, and they can monitor that. The salesperson can log in and see their applications that they've introduced, but they can't see any other information. They can see when it's been approved or declined or referred to a different level of authority and that sort of thing. But they can't see, credit information or anything like that. So we've tried to take each channel that applications may come from and put them through the one gateway so that you've got control over what happens with, where everything is. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, and also I just wanted to know if you can actually, I think it doesn't answer my question partially, but if I want to just use what we have here,
Yes.
so they can actually fill that out, the one that we've approved, our application. Not so much because you said you have a standardised application, then you have one that we can actually amend ourselves. But instead of us having to amend it and check all the clauses, are we able to upload our one on for our customers to use?
Yeah. So that physical one, you can upload that and they can download it, complete it, and then upload it. Yep, they can download. We can also do different signing abilities. I know that there are lots of different organisations that have got different requirements. So some will ask for director's guarantees to be downloaded, wet signed, uploaded. Others will ask for different things. So we can configure exactly what you need. We actually have one client who requires the applicant to tick each of the terms on the terms and conditions. And where they don't tick, they have to put a reason why, and that automatically gets sent to their legal department. So we've done all these, we've done all these things for different organisations to suit their requirements. Any other questions?
Just a general comment. So I'm Michael Chessman from Hillis Legal. So obviously, Matilda and I just came here to learn from Nick and hear this presentation. But I've also had a long association with Wayne, longer than yours, and I've had a long association with this organisation. It's a brilliant organisation. So obviously, we don't benefit from the personalised access that you've been talking about to the members here. But there's two comments I'd like to make. One is with data like the members that have got hold of here, you essentially become the industry regulator. Now, that's a bit scary to think about it, but think about it in terms of you're making decisions based on quality data about people's capacity to pay. You're making decisions about whether to continue supplying or modify supplying. And I think that is good, quite frankly, and I worked for the QBCC for 22 years, so I understand. I just throw that there that we're in an era of data and information, and you've got wonderful capacity to make critical decisions relevant to your business, but also I think you've got the capacity to be a real good game changer. I recently had to deal with a client who I knew was feeding me bullshit in relation to their financial position and expecting me to make representations to the QBCC on their behalf of that. I put into the mix that I knew this organisation, I knew what it did, I knew its capacity, and basically put it out there that there are ways of feeding. I think you're telling me crap, and I just left it at that basically. All of a sudden I started getting a whole lot more honest information about supplier debts.
Yeah.
So, the BICB is wonderful. It does great things for its members, but I also think it's got the capacity to be a real good game changer for the industry broader, because you've got the capacity to have quality information at your hands. And even though this information is only available to BICB members, I'm happy to promote that it's available to BICB members, because it brings a real accountability to the eyes of people like the person I had to stare down the other day and say, I know you're telling me crap.
Yeah.
It will eventually come out. Someone's going to, don't talk to me and feed me information that I know that's going to be somehow down the track found to be false. So congratulations, everybody.
Yeah, I agree. The integration with BICB and Access Intell and onboarding companies makes the decisioning less personal until you need to touch point with it. So you're not spending your time running all these reports and doing all of these manual tasks. They're going to be presented to you for you to then assess. If you choose to have an automatic approval process, your decision, your business.
Yeah. That's exactly it. It's about knowing what's going on with that customer, because they're not going to tell you things that are going to prevent them from having an account. My daughter works in Coles. She's one of the personal shoppers. So she goes around and collects everyone's shopping for them. And she started a couple of months ago. And at the same time as she started, this other boy started, and they were getting their induction together. And the supervisor said, okay, so this is what you do. And the boy that was with her put his hand up and said, I'm a vegetarian. And he said, yeah, well, good for you. And he goes, I can't touch the meat. So this boy is employed by Coles as a personal shopper, and he's unable to touch any of the meat. My daughter said to him, that was really good that Coles is employing you when you won't touch the meat. It's really surprising, and forward thinking of Coles. And he says, oh, I didn't tell them. I wouldn't have got the job then. And that's what's happening with your customers. They're not telling you the things that they're not going to get the account. It's up to you to find them out somewhere else. Now, just a couple of the things that Nick touched on. As I said, the different customer exposures, different levels of terms and conditions. So the system can say, oh, this is a $50,000 account. We need these terms and conditions to be presented to the customer. Or it's a $10,000 account. We need these terms. Control of terms and conditions versions. What you don't want after the 9th of November is someone out in one of your sites using old terms and conditions when they need to be using the new ones. So having a system like this means that that's going to be prevented, especially if everything's coming through that one gateway that we talked about. Business acquisitions. A lot of the time we deal with businesses where they've acquired a new company and it's got 4,000 customers that all need to be brought on. We can do that sort of thing automatically where you're sending out terms and conditions, getting the applicant to click to say, yes, I accept the terms and conditions, rather than sending them out forms which never get completed. And I've already talked about the signature options. That was the other thing that I was going to talk about. Any other questions?
I'm going to throw one in for you. Sorry, Lynn.
Okay.
With regards to the signature options,
Yes.
I had a case where someone had fraudulently signed a credit application going back about 15 years. And when we pursued the gentleman and it was proven that it wasn't his signature. How do we actually, going forward in this digital age, how do we ensure that the person that is digitally signing a contract is the person that they say they are?
Okay, so we have a variety of different checks and balances throughout the process. Things like codes going to a director's mobile phone, emails going to the director's email account, but we all know that ultimately someone could say, well, it wasn't me, it was someone else. If it goes to his phone number, then it's more likely to be him. But even so, the applicant could put in a fake phone number, and the email or the text goes to the fake number. Now, it depends. Our advice to clients is that if it's a small account, if it's a low value account, then you're not going to be checking everything the whole way through. If it's a massive account, then things like ultimately sending the terms and conditions to the director's registered address on ASIC is a fail-safe method of saying, hey, you've applied for this and we've opened the account and it's gone to your home address. So, and there are a variety of things along that process that you may say, yes, let's take it that far for those exposures, but we're only going to go this far for lesser exposures. So that's the way we deal with it. Again, it's about us consulting with the client and saying, what would you like? What's your experience? What is it you're supplying? How are you supplying it? Who are you supplying it to? All of those things come into the mix in order that we can, provide a suitable solution for that particular organisation. Now, how to get started. There's two ways. You can scan the QR code here. You've all got one at your place. I would strongly recommend that you book an appointment, an online appointment. It takes 30 minutes just to go through your individual circumstances. We can get you all up and running very, very quickly. Ashley over there is going, ah. Don't all call at once. But booking that consultation with myself or Ashley is a really good starting point, so that we can see what you've got, so that we can see how you want to do it, how you're currently doing it, and any issues that you may have that would prevent us doing certain things. So that's the way I would suggest that you proceed. Now, something else I just wanted to mention is that for BICB members, setup of all 3 of our platforms is completely free of charge because of our association. So you can try it, see what you think of it, while it's running alongside your other solutions. And then, if it's not for you, then, you can leave. But we hope it is for you. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time. And thanks, Carla.
Does anyone have any questions for Lynne? They do have a monitor platform as well, which will actually track the risk going up and notify you guys if the risk does increase.
Yeah.
I do have one question. On our applications, we actually request copies of the driver's licence of the directors and the numbers. So do you have are you able to do that in your system as well?
They take a picture and upload it, yes. We can do everything.